Hey guys, Sports Checkdown back with another video, and today I'll be covering the top 5 QBs in my opinion, the top 5 QBs entering the draft this year. And I'll just be saying them in the order I think they're like best to worst, and I'll be saying why I think they're the best and their problems. So starting off, we have Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, there was no debate on this one. He's a generational talent. There isn't much to say on Trevor Lawrence because I'm sure you guys have all heard of him. We haven't seen like a prospect like him since Andrew Luck, and before Andrew Luck, it was John Elway. So they have insane arm talent. They can move well, or I guess Trevor can. And I don't think I have to explain my thought process on Trevor Lawrence too much because at Clemson he did spectacular things. Although he didn't win the Heisman, that doesn't mean much when you're this talented of a quarterback. And I don't think I have to spend too much time on here. He's a national champion, won in his freshman year, beat a Nick Saban defense, who's notorious for having great defenses. His teams are notorious for having great defenses. Not only that, all the analysts, everyone just rave about him, and his coach himself raves about him, and I think he might be one of the best quarterbacks of all time in the college realm. He also has proven that he can run with the football. In last year's championship game, or not championship game, the game before the championship game against Ohio, he played extremely well. His team wasn't playing good, but he put the team on his back for that game and ran when nothing was working at first with his passing game. But then he caught that on, and so he's just portrayed that he can come back, and he's not afraid of the moment. He's just a generational prospect. And yeah, that's about it, what I have for Trevor Lawrence. The next person I have the next two people I have, I say they're like 2A, 2B. But if I had to put one at number two, I would put Zach Wilson. And the reason I put Zach Wilson is because I don't necessarily think he was a better college quarterback, but as a QB prospect, he's definitely a little higher than Justin Fields, who's my next one. I gave it away, but it's not that important. But the reason I have Zach Wilson ahead of Justin Fields is because he has Josh Allen type arm strength and he has insane arm talent. It's similar to Patrick Mahomes. Now, as I said before, it doesn't mean that he was like a better quarterback in college than Justin Fields or anyone else behind him. It just means that he's a better prospect and he has a better. He's more talented, physically talented than everybody else. After Trevor Lawrence, obviously. He can't run as well as the prospects after him, but his arm talent is really good. And being a quarterback, the first and most important thing is arm talent and your passing ability because it's been proven. If you want to say you have the option of getting Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure anybody would say Patrick Mahomes because although Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback, don't get me wrong on that. Patrick Mahomes is better, and we all know that Lamar Jackson can run better than him, but we know Patrick Mahomes is a much better passer, and it's been proven that style has worked and will work repeatedly over and over again, even though Patrick Mahomes lost in the Super Bowl. The person he lost to, Tom Brady, not much of a runner, but he can still throw the heck out of the football. So that's why I have Zach Wilson ahead. He's got insane arm talent, and it's not that he's a weak runner. He's an athletic, big kid, and I think he will go second overall. I personally wouldn't take Zach Wilson as the second quarterback, but that's because I just have so much faith in the next guy. But the way this isn't how I'm perceiving, this isn't how I would take the quarterbacks, but I'm just giving you what I think will happen, like what the teams value more right now. And so right now that's Zach Wilson at the second quarterback position. And that's just because I believe the teams will favor him over the next prospect. And so after him, the next prospect I have is Justin Fields. I gave that one away. And so he was definitely a better college quarterback than Zach Wilson. The reason I have him just a little below Zach Wilson is that Justin Fields, although he's talented, he is physically talented. He's more of a runner. But he has arm talent for sure, just not as much as Zach Wilson. So as a prospect, Zach Wilson is better, but in the overall scheme of things, like college quarterbacks go, it was proven that Justin Fields is better. And Justin Fields, a lot of people are criticizing him against tough defenses or in the big games, but I don't understand the criticism because against Clemson this year, he beat them. He had an insane showing. He had like 7 touchdowns, over 400 yards. He just had an insane game. And even before that, the playoff game before that, he played Clemson again. But the problem was that he lost that one, and it was on a late game interception by him, thrown by him. But I don't think it was his fault because the receiver ran the wrong route, and I wholeheartedly believe it was the receiver's fault and not Justin Fields' fault. So you can't blame him on a receiver running the wrong route or changing it halfway through. And I just find that unfair to blame it on Justin Fields. And the reason he's below Zach Wilson is that he he has played stronger competition and he's portrayed toughness, but the main con is that he gets stuck on one read, and this is like the biggest problem. So actually, I want to take it back. I would take Zach Wilson over Justin Fields, and that's just because of this one con is that he gets stuck on one read, and then he just, if he can't find anyone after that one read, he just takes off running, and he's a great runner of the football. So in college it worked out, but I don't think it's going to work out in the NFL if he just looks at one read. He has to look at other people also. And so, watching Justin Fields would be key to see him develop if he ever enters the NFL and gets an opportunity to play that position the way he would like to. I would like to see him fix that critical issue he has. But otherwise, Justin Fields is a great prospect. And then the next prospect I have is Trey Lance. And so he was projected to be the third quarterback last year, but due to COVID-19 this year, he was only able to play one game. And in that one game, he played pretty alright. It was designed for him to look spectacular, but he played an alright game. But the reason he's so high and above other quarterbacks is that he has insane physical talent. It's not on the Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence side, but he can run really well. I think he might be a better runner of the football than Justin Fields. And he has really good arm talent. It's not spectacular, but it's really, really good. It's probably the next best thing you can get after Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson. But he just hasn't played spectacularly well in college, and so that's why he's not at the top. And his junior season was cut short, so he couldn't prove anybody wrong with any mistakes he makes or anything. And also, he doesn't play the strongest competition like Justin Fields or even like a Trevor Lawrence would. But that's not his fault. It's a team and conference he's in. But so he looks good in the games he did play. He portrays his talent really well, and he's a great runner of the football and a great thrower of the football. So he's gonna be a good quarterback in the next level. I think he's more of like he's not gonna start immediately like Trevor Lawrence would, but I think he can start like midway through the season or even next season, and he'd be really, really good after he learns to fix his mistakes and hone in his physical talents he has. And that's about what I have for Trey Lance. The next prospect I have is Mac Jones, and he's the last person I'll be covering for this video. And he's easily, I would say, the least physically gifted out of the QBs mentioned, but that doesn't mean he's not physically gifted at all. He wouldn't be a top five quarterback if he wasn't physically gifted. And the fact that he's still here in the top five, um, even though he's not like as physically gifted, and I think it's by a pretty good margin, is because he's got an extremely good understanding of the game. He's got great awareness in the pocket, even though he can't run as well as like a Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, or any of the QBs mentioned above. He's got great pocket awareness, which really helps him out, and he can play sort of like a Drew Brees type of game. I'm not saying his pro comp is Drew Brees, but like Drew Brees moves around in the pocket really well. He doesn't need to run or anything, and he just sits there and delivers strikes. And Mac Jones can move a little, but his main aspects that are really good for his game is his mental side. His mental side is brilliant, as he probably faced the toughest competition, albeit he had the best team by a mile. And he displays great awareness all around, But the only con, and this is why he's fifth, is that he's not the most physically talented, not got the greatest arm. He hasn't got the best arm talent. He can't run the fastest, but and he's like good in all those aspects. Not like really, really good, like someone like Trey Lance is, but and he's not as talented as Justin Fields, but he's a really hard worker, and hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It's a great quote, and Mac Jones just embodies that. He won the championship. He had a great year in college, and it's just all because of his hard work. And that's about what I have for the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a ton. And I'll see you guys next time.